You're about to discover why women seem eternally unhappy, and the reality no one reveals. This chronic dissatisfaction is draining you, and you don't even realize the price you're paying. Do you know that feeling of never being enough? Of working harder, earning more, doing more, and still being told something's missing? You're not alone. Millions of men live in this daily psychological trench, believing her happiness is their responsibility. But what if I told you that you've been programmed to fail this mission? And what if her dissatisfaction has absolutely nothing to do with you? The truth is brutal. The perception of chronic female dissatisfaction isn't due to a man's lack of effort or external problems, but rather an internal architecture of unrealistic expectations and a cycle of social comparison that makes it inherently unattainable. You're trying to fill a leaky bucket, and the more water you pour in, the faster it drains out. Think with me. How many times have you heard phrases like, "You don't make me happy," "You never do anything special," or "Why aren't we like that couple?" These words aren't linguistic accidents. They are symptoms of a psychological labyrinth, where she incessantly searches for an exit that doesn't exist. And you've been dragged into this labyrinth without a map, without a compass, running in circles after a treasure that was never there. The first mechanism you need to understand is the just a little more effect. It's the pursuit of an ideal always one step beyond what's been achieved. Today, it's the car that isn't good enough. Tomorrow, it will be the house, then the vacations, the engagement ring that could be bigger, the wedding that could be more luxurious. I know a 38-year-old executive who traded in his car 3 times in 2 years because his wife always found a better model on Instagram. Each trade-in was the promise of ultimate happiness. Guess what? Happiness never arrived. Only the payments increased. The second pattern is the scale of social comparison. She measures her own life against the perfectly curated feeds of social media. That couple posting photos in Paris becomes the minimum acceptable standard. Your effort to take her to a nice restaurant becomes crumbs next to the digital fantasy. Peter, a 30-year-old digital entrepreneur, spent 15,000 reais on a surprise trip to Cancun. His influencer girlfriend's reaction? She complained that the resort wasn't the same one a famous blogger had stayed at. He literally broke his monthly budget, only to be told it wasn't Instagrammable enough. Now comes the vacuum of external validation, the dependence on praise and external attention to feel valued. She posts a sensual photo and keeps checking for likes every 5 minutes. If she doesn't hit her imaginary like count, her day is ruined. And guess whose fault it is? Yours. Because you don't make her feel beautiful enough. You become a hostage in a competition you didn't ask to join. Then there's the projection of responsibility. Everything wrong in her life has an external culprit. The idiotic boss, the fake friend, the government, the weather, and especially you. You don't support her enough. You don't understand her. You're not present even when you're literally right next to her. It's a game where you always lose because the rules change every round. The fifth mechanism is the cycle of unrealistic expectation. She builds fantasies about how life should be, based on romantic movies and posts from perfect couples. She expects you to guess her desires without clear communication. She wants you to be a mind reader. John, a marketing executive I know, came home after 12 hours of work. His wife was sulking. The reason? It was their 3-year and 7-month dating anniversary, and he hadn't prepared anything special. An anniversary he didn't even know existed. The sixth pattern is devastating, the limit test. She pushes to see how far you'll go, creates unnecessary drama, makes absurd demands. It's a constant test of your patience, your love, your masculinity. If you give in, you lose respect. If you don't give in, you're insensitive. It's a psychological trap, refined over generations. Finally, the artificial scarcity of gratitude. The obsessive focus on what's missing instead of what's present. You can give 99 roses, but she'll ask where the 100th one is. Charles, a 45-year-old university professor, told me he gifted his girlfriend a gold necklace for her birthday. Her reaction? She said she preferred silver because it matched her skin tone better. Not even a thank you, just the feeling that he had failed again. And what's your natural reaction to all of this? You take the blame. You internalize her dissatisfaction as your personal failure. You start demanding more from yourself. Work longer hours, sacrifice your hobbies, abandon your friends, all to try and fix something that isn't broken in you, but is broken in her internal system. You enter fix-it mode. You do more and more to please. Buy gifts, plan surprises, change your personality. You become an emotional chameleon, trying to adapt to her moods. But the more you do, the less she values it. It's the principle of emotional economics. Abundance leads to devaluation. You ignore your own limits. You give in to irrational demands to avoid conflict. Yes, darling, let's spend the emergency fund money on that purse. Of course, honey. I'll skip the game with my friends so we can go to that event you want. Each concession is one less brick in the fortress of your masculine identity. Worse yet, you seek her validation. Her happiness becomes the thermometer of your worth as a man. If she's happy, you're a good man. If she's dissatisfied, you're a failure. You've handed over control of your self-esteem to someone in perpetual dissatisfaction. It's like asking a blind person to evaluate your paintings. And when you try to enter the game of rationalization, try to logically argue against her dissatisfaction, you only escalate the conflict. She doesn't want solutions. She wants emotional validation. But validate what? An endless dissatisfaction? An emotional black hole that sucks up all your energy? Let me tell you about the exhausted executive I mentioned earlier. John, 38 years old, married for 10 years to a successful lawyer. House in a prime neighborhood. 2 imported cars. International trips every year, but it's never enough. The house could be bigger. The cars could be newer. The trips could be more exotic. John developed burnout syndrome, high blood pressure at 38, stress-induced erectile dysfunction. He lost his promotion at work because he was too exhausted to perform. The marriage? She filed for divorce, claiming he no longer made her happy. Peter, the digital entrepreneur, is on the verge of closing his business. He spent so much trying to create Instagrammable experiences for his influencer girlfriend that he forgot to invest in his own company. Clients left. Revenue plummeted. And his girlfriend? She's complaining that he's no longer the ambitious man she met. The very ambition she sabotaged with her endless demands. Charles, the university professor, fell into depression. After his divorce, he tried to rebuild his romantic life. But every new woman he met repeated the same pattern. They wanted a savior, a prince who would solve all their problems. Even though they were independent women with solid careers, they projected the responsibility for their own happiness onto him. Charles is in therapy. He takes antidepressants. He lost his desire to teach. He's thinking of retiring early and isolating himself on a farm. These men aren't weak. They are victims of social programming that taught them masculine worth lies in making a woman happy. But no one explained that some women carry an existential void that no man can fill. It's like trying to put out a fire with gasoline. The more you throw on it, the worse it gets. And here comes the inversion that will change your life. Her dissatisfaction isn't about you. It never was. It's about a psychological architecture built by years of social conditioning, unrealistic expectations fueled by media, and a system of external validation that keeps her in perpetual pursuit. You are merely the convenient scapegoat for a dissatisfaction that comes from within. Think of Disney princesses, always waiting for the prince who will fix everything. Now add Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, millions of edited and filtered lives creating an impossible standard to reach. Add a culture that says she deserves everything without mentioning the price. The result? A generation of chronically dissatisfied women expecting you to be the solution. But you're not a therapist. You're not a savior. You're not an emotional crutch. You are a man with your own dreams, goals, and limits. And it's time to act like it. First, step of the protocol. Observe the pattern. Before reacting, identify the real source of her dissatisfaction. Is it specific or chronic? Is it about something specific you did, or is it a general discontent she projects onto you? John took 3 years to realize that no matter what he did, his wife would always find something to complain about. It was the pattern, not the problem. Second step, establish clear boundaries. Communicate what you will and will not do for her happiness. This is love. I will support you in your goals. This is not love. I will not sacrifice my mental health to feed your insecurities. Peter should have said, I can take you to nice places within my budget. I won't go into debt for your Instagram photos. Third crucial step, focus on your purpose, your mission, your goals, your evolution. When you have a clear direction, her dissatisfaction becomes background noise, not the soundtrack of your life. Charles could have maintained focus on his academic career instead of becoming a full-time relationship therapist. Fourth step, communicate reality without judgment. When she enters the spiral of unrealistic expectations, be the lighthouse of sanity. Honey, comparing our life to Instagram posts is like comparing our reality to someone else's movie. Don't feed the illusion. Don't be the enabler of fantasy. Fifth step, evaluate compatibility. Ask yourself honestly, is her incessant pursuit of impossible happiness compatible with your values of peace and gratitude? If the answer is no, you know what to do. Better alone than poorly accompanied by someone in perpetual war with reality. Sixth crucial step, protect your energy as if it were your bank account. Every unnecessary drama is a withdrawal. Every unfounded complaint is a fee. Every limit test is a loan you'll never get back. When the account hits zero, you go into emotional overdraft. And the interest, it's paid with your mental health. Now let me be brutally honest. Some women will accuse you of being insensitive for setting these boundaries. They'll say you've changed, that you're no longer the romantic man they knew. Translation? You're no longer the convenient emotional doormat. And that's great. Others will test your boundaries even further. They'll escalate the drama, issue ultimatums. It's the last gasp of emotional control. Hold your ground. Your worth isn't in making anyone happy. It's in being a man of integrity who knows his value and protects his peace. Then there are those who will suddenly value you. When they realize you're no longer the 24-hour available savior, respect emerges. Attraction. Desire. A woman doesn't respect a man who doesn't respect himself. It's a universal law of the psychological game of relationships. The most important thing? You'll discover who is truly worthwhile. Women with an internal locus of control, who take responsibility for their own happiness, who see a relationship as an addition, not a crutch. They exist. They are rare, but they only appear when you stop accepting less than you deserve. I'll give you an example that will clarify everything. Imagine two men. The first wakes up every day wondering how to make his woman happy. He checks her mood, adapts his plans to her desires, sacrifices his goals for her dramas, lives in constant anxiety about the next test or complaint. The second man wakes up focused on his mission. He has clear goals. He invites the woman to be part of the journey, but doesn't put her in the driver's seat. When she complains, he listens, assesses if it's valid, and acts according to his principles, not out of fear of losing her. Which of the two do you think maintains respect and attraction? Society programmed you to be the first man. Romantic movies, syrupy songs, women's magazine advice disguised as wisdom. Everything conspires to make you believe your role is to be the provider of female happiness. It's a lie, an expensive lie you pay for with your life. How many years have you already lost on this impossible mission? How many opportunities wasted? How many dreams postponed? How many times have you looked in the mirror and not recognized the man you've become? An emotional puppet dancing to the tune of someone else's dissatisfaction. And the worst part? The more you try, the less she respects you. It's the cruel paradox of modern relationships. The man who sacrifices everything for a woman loses exactly what attracted her: his strength, his mission, his purpose, his mystery. You become predictable, controllable, disposable. But it doesn't have to be this way. Today, right now, at this very moment, you can make a choice. Continue in the dead-end labyrinth, chasing a happiness that isn't your responsibility to provide. Or get out of the game. Reclaim your power, your energy, your life. Think about the cost of inaction. Tomorrow you wake up and repeat the same pattern. More work for more complaints. More sacrifice for less recognition. More anxiety about the next drama. A year from now, you're older, more tired, more drained. 5 years from now, burnout, depression, divorce, loneliness, regret. Or you act now. Implement the protocol. Observe the patterns. Establish boundaries. Focus on your purpose. In 6 months, you're a different man. Stronger, more centered, more respected. In a year, you're either in a healthy relationship with a woman who respects your boundaries, or you're free to find someone who deserves your energy. The choice is binary. Either you continue being the hamster on the wheel of female dissatisfaction, running faster and faster to nowhere, or you get off the wheel and build your own path. I'll conclude with a truth few men have the courage to admit. Most of the female dissatisfaction you witness isn't a problem to solve. It's a characteristic to filter. Not every woman deserves your effort. Not every relationship is worth your sacrifice. Not every complaint deserves your attention. You weren't born to be anyone's antidepressant. It's not your job to fix someone else's unhappiness. Your mission is to build your life, pursue your goals, protect your peace. If someone wants to be a part of that, great, but on your terms, with your boundaries, respecting your energy. The time for decision has come. Will you continue in the labyrinth, chasing an exit that doesn't exist, or will you recognize the game for what it is and refuse to play? The clock is ticking. Every second that passes is energy you won't get back. Every day you postpone is life that won't return. Her dissatisfaction isn't your cross to bear. It's hers. You have your own journey, your own challenges, your own battles. And you deserve someone by your side who fights with you, not against you. Someone who adds to your life, not drains it. Someone who builds, not destroys. If this video has opened your eyes, share your experience. What was the most frustrating situation where you tried to fix a woman's dissatisfaction? What was the outcome? How many other men need to hear this truth before it's too late for them? And if you're ready for more truths no one dares to reveal, subscribe. The next video will shatter another illusion that's destroying your life. Because someone needs to have the courage to say what everyone thinks, but no one speaks. Someone needs to defend the men who have been programmed for failure. That someone is me. And you? Are you ready to wake up? Or will you sleep another day in the nightmare? The choice has always been yours. It always will be yours. Choose wisely.